bend a piece of PVC pipe effectively, you can use either an oven or a heat gun. When using an oven, target a temperature between 325 and 350 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 163 to 177 degrees Celsius. The time required for the PVC to become pliable is generally between 2 and 5 minutes per bend. The process involves several steps. Firstly, preheat the oven to the desired temperature. Secondly, place the PVC pipe on a heat-resistant tray. Thirdly, bake the pipe for the specified time, monitoring until the PVC becomes pliable. Fourthly, remove the pipe from the oven and immediately bend it to the desired shape. Fifthly, hold the bend in place until the PVC cools down, which may take a few minutes. Alternatively, a heat gun can be used. With a heat gun, you'll also want to target a temperature range of 300 to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 149 to 177 degrees Celsius. The distance from the heat gun to the pipe should be approximately 6 to 10 inches, which is 15 to 25 centimeters. Using a heat gun also involves steps. Firstly, turn on the heat gun and set it to the desired temperature. Secondly, direct the heat onto the area of the pipe where you want to make the bend. Thirdly, move the heat gun constantly to avoid overheating and warping the pipe. Fourthly, once the PVC becomes pliable, gently bend it to the desired shape. Fifthly, hold the bend in place until the PVC cools, which may also take a few minutes. It is important to adhere to some useful tips. Firstly, always use thick gloves when handling the hot PVC to prevent burns. Secondly, make sure the PVC pipe is clean and free of dirt or debris before heating. Thirdly, it's always recommended to practice on a scrap piece of PVC before bending the actual pipe that you need. If the PVC becomes too hot, it will become brittle and can crack, so monitor the temperature carefully. Finally, allow the PVC to cool completely before gluing or connecting it to other fittings to ensure a secure bond. The key to successfully bending PVC pipe using either method is consistent heat distribution and careful monitoring of the pipe's pliability. With the oven method, ensure even heating by placing the pipe on a heat-resistant tray and rotating it if necessary. With the heat gun method, consistent movement is crucial to avoid overheating any single spot. Safety should always be a priority. Wear heat-resistant gloves to protect your hands from burns. Work in a well-ventilated area to avoid inhaling any fumes released during the heating process. Also, keep a close eye on the PVC pipe as it heats, as overheating can lead to irreversible damage such as blistering, deformation, or even cracking. Once the PVC is pliable enough to bend, shape it carefully and hold it in the desired position until it cools. Cooling it in place ensures that the pipe retains the correct form. If you need to make more complex bends, you may want to consider creating a jig to hold the pipe in the desired shape while it cools. For larger diameter PVC pipes, the oven method may be more effective as it provides more consistent and even heating. Smaller diameter pipes can be easily bent with a heat gun. Keep in mind that different types of PVC may react differently to heat. It is always a good idea to check the manufacturer's recommendations for bending temperatures and techniques. Also, the thickness of the PVC pipe will affect the amount of time it takes to become pliable. Thicker pipes will require more time and possibly higher temperatures. Experimentation with scrap pieces of PVC is always recommended to get a feel for the material and the heating process. When using the heat gun, it is important to maintain a consistent distance from the pipe to avoid overheating. Moving the heat gun in a sweeping motion helps to distribute the heat evenly and prevent localized hot spots. You can also use a reflector attachment and the heat gun to concentrate the heat on a specific area. Be cautious not to hold the heat gun too close to the pipe, as this can cause it to burn or melt. If you notice the pipe starting to smoke or change color, immediately remove the heat and allow it to cool. Overheating can weaken the pipe and make it more prone to cracking or breaking. After bending the PVC pipe, it is essential to allow it to cool completely before handling it or attaching it to other fittings. Cooling the pipe in place ensures that it retains its shape and prevents it from warping. You can speed up the cooling process by applying cold water to the pipe, but be careful not to shock the pipe with sudden temperature changes, as this can also cause it to crack. Once the pipe is cool, inspect it for any signs of damage or weakness. If you notice any cracks or blisters, discard the pipe and start over. It is always better to use a new piece of PVC than to risk a failure with a damaged pipe. With practice and patience, bending PVC pipe can be a straightforward and rewarding process. Whether you choose to use an oven or a heat gun, following the recommended temperatures and techniques will help you achieve the desired results. Remember to prioritize safety and always work in a well-ventilated area. And don't be afraid to experiment with scrap pieces of PVC to get a feel for the material and the heating process. With a little bit of effort, you can create custom PVC structures for a variety of applications. This information should provide you with a solid foundation for bending PVC pipe effectively and safely. Remember to always prioritize safety, take your time, and practice on scrap pieces before working on your final project. Good luck with your PVC bending endeavors. Now, considering more advanced techniques, filling the PVC pipe with sand before heating can help to prevent it from kinking or collapsing during the bending process. The sand provides internal support and helps to maintain the pipe shape. Be sure to use dry sand and pack it tightly into the pipe before heating. After bending, carefully remove the sand by tapping the pipe or using a vacuum cleaner. For more precise bends, you can create a bending jig out of wood or metal. The jig will help you to maintain the desired angle and shape while the PVC pipe cools. Secure the pipe to the jig with clamps or straps to prevent it from shifting. When working with larger diameter PVC pipes, it may be necessary to use a combination of heat and leverage to achieve the desired bend. A pipe bender tool can be used to apply controlled pressure to the pipe while it is being heated. This tool helps to prevent the pipe from collapsing or kinking. If you are bending multiple pieces of PVC pipe, it is important to ensure that they are all heated to the same temperature. This will help to ensure that the bends are consistent and uniform. You can use a temperature gun to monitor the temperature of the pipe as it is being heated. If you are working in a cold environment, it may be necessary to preheat the PVC pipe before bending it. This will help to prevent it from cracking or breaking. You can preheat the pipe by placing it in a warm room or by using a heat lamp. When bending PVC pipe, it is important to avoid overbending it. Overbending can weaken the pipe and make it more prone to cracking or breaking. If you accidentally overbend the pipe, you can try to gently bend it back into shape, but be careful not to damage it. After bending the PVC pipe, it is important to allow it to cool completely before handling it or attaching it to other fittings. Cooling the pipe in place ensures that it retains its shape and prevents it from warping. You can speed up the cooling process by applying cold water to the pipe, but be careful not to shock the pipe with sudden temperature changes, as this can also cause it to crack. If you are working with a type of PVC pipe that is known to be brittle, you may want to consider using a flexible PVC pipe instead. Flexible PVC pipe is more forgiving and less prone to cracking or breaking. It is also easier to bend and shape. When cutting PVC pipe, it is important to use a sharp saw or pipe cutter. A dull blade can cause the pipe to crack or splinter. Be sure to deburr the cut edges of the pipe before attaching it to other fittings. This will help to ensure a tight and leak-proof seal. When gluing PVC pipe, it is important to use a PVC primer and cement that are specifically designed for use with PVC. Follow the manufacturer's instructions carefully. Apply the primer to the outside of the pipe and the inside of the fitting. Then apply the cement to the outside of the pipe and the inside of the fitting. Push the pipe into the fitting and twist it slightly to distribute the cement evenly. Hold the pipe and fitting together for 30 seconds to allow the cement to set. Allow the cement to cure completely before using the pipe. When working with PVC pipe, it is important to wear safety glasses and gloves. PVC dust can irritate the eyes and skin. Also, be sure to work in a well-ventilated area to avoid inhaling PVC fumes. If you are unsure about any aspect of working with PVC pipe, consult a qualified plumber or contractor. They will be able to provide you with expert advice and guidance. Bending PVC pipe can be a challenging but rewarding task. With the right tools and techniques, you can create custom PVC structures for a variety of applications. Remember to always prioritize safety, take your time, and practice on scrap pieces before working on your final project. By following these tips, you can safely and effectively bend PVC pipe to meet your needs. Remember that patience and practice are key.